Episode number 956. You can't think your way into transformation.
You're listening to the official BNI podcast with BNI founder and Chief Visionary Officer, Dr. Ivan Misner. Stay tuned for networking and referral marketing tips from the man who's been called the father of modern networking, along with suggestions and insights into getting the most from your membership in the world's largest networking organization, BNI.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the official BNI podcast. I'm Priscilla Rice, and I'm coming to you from Live Oak Recording Studio in Berkeley, California, and I'm joined on the phone today by the founder and the Chief Visionary Officer of BNI, Dr. Ivan Misner. Hello, Ivan. How are you, and where are you?
I'm home in Austin, Texas, and today is the anniversary of me taking my wife out on our first date.
Oh, wow. That's very cute. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay, well, I hope you have a great date for this evening.
We will, absolutely.
Okay. All right, so help me. What are you going to talk about today?
So my topic today is you can't think your way into transformation. And there's a second piece to the title, which isn't on the title to the podcast, but it's probably the most important part of it. You have to live your way into transformation. You can't think your way into transformation. You have to live your way into transformation, which kind of, in a way is a great segue from the last, or a great follow-up to the last podcast where we were talking about, vision versus execution. So as many of you know, I've been a member of TLC, the Transformational Leadership Council, for about 20 years. And so today I want to talk about transformation, having been a member of the Transformational Leadership Council for 2 decades. So let me start with a question. Have you ever known what to do and still not done it? You knew you should make that call. You knew you should apologize for something. You knew you should follow up with someone. You knew you should exercise. You knew you should ask for a referral. You knew.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing didn't change anything. Here's the truth. You can't think your way into transformation. You have to live your way into transformation. And today, I want to talk about why that matters, especially inside a BNI chapter. So my first point is insight is not implementation. We live in the information age. We can access more knowledge in one afternoon than most people in history had access to in a lifetime. I don't know what I would do without Monsieur Google. I Google so much in conversations with people. So the information is there, but knowledge does not equal change. You can read about leadership. You can study communication. You can attend conferences. You can listen to podcasts, hopefully including this one. But insight is not implementation. Transformation begins when behavior changes, like I talked about in my last podcast. It's not just when awareness increases. That's the beginning, but that's not where the rubber meets the road. I've seen members who understand perfectly how the referral process works. They can explain it. They can teach it. They can diagram it on a whiteboard. But until they consistently practice the things that it takes, like one-to-ones and follow up intentionally and educating their chapter about their business, nothing changes. Clarity is step one. Consistency is step two. Transformation only happens with that consistency. So here's my second point. Identity follows behavior. Identity follows behavior. Here's something fascinating. We often think when I become more confident, then I'll act more confident. But psychology tells us something different. Identity follows behavior. You don't become confident and then speak up. You speak up repeatedly and confidence grows. Now you may speak up just slightly as you develop that confidence. For me, I didn't know how to network. I was method acting my way through the first couple of years of BNI. But as I did it more and more, my confidence grew and I was able to speak up more. You don't become a great networker and then start asking. You start asking, and over time, you become a great networker. In BNI, we talk about giver's gain. That's not just a philosophy. It's a practice. You don't think your way into becoming generous. You practice giving. And over time, generosity becomes part of your identity. transformation is not a light switch. It's a dimmer switch. It gets brighter as you act. Here's my third point. Transformation is incremental, not instant, not usually. Most people are waiting for a breakthrough moment, an epiphany, a revelation, a big emotional shift. But transformation usually doesn't happen that way. It happens in small, disciplined actions repeated over time. It's like training for a marathon. You cannot think your way into cardiovascular endurance. You cannot visualize your way into stronger legs. You can't have affirmations. You can't affirmation your way into 26.2 miles. You train 1 mile at a time. Networking works the same way. It's why we named our last book, Networking is a Marathon, not a Sprint. It's one meeting at a time. It's one one-to-one at a time. It's one referral at a time. It's one follow-up at a time. It's not dramatic, but it's powerful. And over time, those small actions compound. They have a compounding effect. Here's my fourth point. Community accelerates living. Here's where this becomes especially important for BNI members. Transformation happens faster in the right environment. Let alone we rationalize, we procrastinate, we justify. But inside a strong chapter, there's accountability, there's encouragement, there's modeling the right behavior. When you see another member consistently doing weekly one-to-ones, it challenges you. When you see someone really mastering their weekly presentation, it pushes you, it nudges you. When you see someone embodying a positive attitude, even during challenges, it inspires you. You don't just think differently, you start acting differently. Community doesn't just teach transformation, it reinforces it. That's one of the hidden powers of BNI, is that it reinforces the transformational ideas that you have. So what does this mean for you this week? It means don't wait until you feel ready. Don't wait until you feel that you fully understand. Don't wait until your mindset is perfect. Pick one behavior to start the process, just one. Schedule the one-to-one. Make the uncomfortable call. Ask for the referral clearly. Practice listening more than speaking. Follow up with intention. Transformation doesn't require a complete life overhaul. It just requires the next step. And then another, and then another. You don't think your way into becoming a better leader. You don't think your way into becoming a better networker. You don't think your way into leaving a legacy. You live your way into these things. One intentional action, one disciplined habit, one uncomfortable conversation at a time, because transformation isn't an idea. It's a lifestyle. And the good news, you can start living it today by doing the behaviors that I've just talked about today. What are your thoughts, Priscilla?
I think it's great that you emphasize that it's just one step a day, or not even a day, but one step in the process.
Yeah.
And because that's not intimidating.
Yeah.
And
No,
most
it's
people
not.
can do that.
That's why I like to-do lists. I love to do a to-do list. And, I may come up with a to-do list and it's got 15, 20 things on it and it looks overwhelming. But then what I do, and I still do a lot of my to-do lists, my short-term ones, by hand. Because what I like to do then is, as I do it, scratch it off.
Me too. Oh, me too, Ivan.
And at the end of the day, if I have 3 or 4 things scratched off my list, it's like, okay, I got some stuff done today. This was good. And then the next day, and then the next day. I'm a big believer in the law of attraction. And I don't know if I ever said this on a podcast. I was actually filmed for the movie The Secret. Unfortunately, I ended up on the cutting room floor for that movie. I did. Yeah. It was bad. I felt bad that I ended up on the cutting room floor. But here's one of the things about the law of attraction. The word action is part of the word attraction. And so you can attract as much as you want into your life. You can have this vision for transformation in your life. But if you don't take action, then that's not going to lead you to the transformation that you want. The word action is part of the word attraction. And I think that's really critical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's it for me. And I'd love for education coordinators to share these ideas within the chapter. Thanks, Priscilla.
Okay, you're welcome. This podcast is sponsored by MeisnerAudioprograms.com. These audio programs will provide you with the tools and the inspiration to powerfully enhance your BNI experience. So check out the great material that's available to you at MeisnerAudioprograms.com and then use the promo code IVAN50 for 50% off of everything. All of the proceeds go to the BNI Foundation. Thank you so much for listening. This is Priscilla Rice, and we look forward to having you join us again next week for another exciting episode of the official BNI podcast.